Greetings from Livermore, California. I'm Dawn Argula, CEO of the Livermore Valley Chamber of Commerce. Today, along with community members and partners, we are excited to show you a glimpse into our amazing community, one of the best places in the country to live, work, and play. Livermore is the location of California's oldest wine region, home to two national laboratories, and it's a technological hub with a booming downtown district. Since 1918, it has hosted the world's fastest rodeo. Shining since 1901, the longest burning light bulb is here, and we host the Little League Intermediate World Series and an arts and culture scene that offers something for everyone. Behind these great attractions are the people who make it all possible. We are excited to show you how Livermore has stepped up to make positive changes that will benefit future generations, embodying the theme of this year's All America City Award, building equitable and resilient communities. In Livermore, we recognize that destigmatizing mental health through a deep commitment to the education and empowerment of our community members, especially with our youth, is key to sustaining a safe and supportive community. For more on this, Roxy Pittman.
Thank you, Don. Today's breaking news is all about mental health and how much it matters in our city of Livermore. Our focus is to increase mental health awareness and reduce the stigma of mental health in our city. We have trained 426 staff, parents, and community members in youth mental health first aid. We have a network of mental health partners to support our families and a mental health website. Most recently, we were selected as one of 3 pilot sites for teen mental health first aid. We've trained 450 Livermore High School sophomores to date, and now we'll go to Livermore High School Wellness Center and hear from student Emma.
I was among the group of students who got that training. We all did this program right before the pandemic, when I saw mental health crises significantly less than I see them now. In the past year, I have watched a friend go through certain hardships, and I'm not a therapist and I don't intend to be one, but because of my training, I can confidently say that I have been a large help to this student. To wrap up this part of our segment, I will be sending it off to Cassandra Torres in the Wellness Center. Remember to look, ask, listen, and better help your friend.
Hello and welcome to the Wellness Center. I am a culture keeper here. The Wellness Center is a safe place on our campus where students can come to relax and take a breather from the stress school brings. We have various helpful resources located behind me. Our culture keepers out of the room. We also help out students when they come in, as well as our amazing counselor, Mr. Radicki, who is a big part of the Wellness Center. Our goal is to spread awareness about mental health and reduce stigma at our campus. Now we move over to Granada High and their peer-to-peer education. Thank you.
Similarly, peer health education on the vaping crisis is a student-led mission to educate Livermore citizens about the harmful substances pushed by big tobacco, all the while encouraging them to fight for a safer community. Granada High School's Health Education Club in particular has been involved with passing the Tobacco Restriction License, a citywide ordinance that bans the sale of all flavored tobacco products within Livermore, making it significantly harder for youth to become addicted to these deadly devices. I'm Owen, and here's Will.
Since its implementation, we have educated thousands of people within Livermore on how dangerous flavored tobacco truly is, including parents, teachers, and most importantly, students. In an effort to make this education even more permanent within the community, the Granada Health Peer Educators has partnered with local health agencies, as well as forming a joint force with the Livermore Police Department. Here's Lynn Gardner.
Hi, I'm Lynn with the City of Livermore. For 48 years, the city's been committed to providing mental health services through Horizons Family Counseling, which is a division of the Livermore Police Department. As city liaison to the Livermore Area Youth Commission, I work with students on issues of vaping, bullying, equity, and inclusion. I've worked with the school district to provide virtual mental health presentations for students, parents, and staff during the pandemic. The multi-generational approach we've taken is something that Livermore can be very proud of. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Lynn. The tragic events of 2020 propelled many in our community into action. Livermore did not shy away from tackling these issues head on. New student clubs like Culture Doctors and Students for Social Change were formed in our schools, and staff received diversity, equity, and inclusion training. Las Positas College took significant steps to further its mission to provide an inclusive, equity-focused environment. Here from the college is Interim Dean Eric Bell.
Yes, thank you, Don. One way we are doing this is by reimagining our public safety program. We've created a new certificate titled 21st Century Policing, which is designed to assist current law enforcement officers earn their associates and bachelor's degrees. This curriculum focuses on crisis intervention, bias awareness, mental health issues, and situational decision-making. We seek feedback through community listening sessions, which our city council and police department have actively participated in. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Dean Bell. The community called upon the city to respond in a robust way. An equity and inclusion working group made up of community members was created to offer a safe space to share experiences, to discuss ways to advocate for equity and inclusion, and to make recommendations to the city council to enact change. Next, you will hear from 3 members of this working group. First up is Monav.
Hi, my name is Monav Patel. I am a student from Las Positas College. On the youth subgroup, we focused on engaging youth, forming student affinity groups across our schools. During a youth panel, students shared their unique experiences as youth in our community. Our subgroup will recommend to the city to create youth mental health resources and offer life skill courses through the library. I will pass it on to Mariah.
My name is Mariah Chowdhury, and I'm a senior at Granada High School, as well as a member of the youth subgroup on the Equity and Inclusion group. In response to the protests and resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement, a few friends and I realized we wanted these discussions to continue into classrooms. We worked with our high school English department to incorporate diverse texts into our required curriculum and helped establish a new BIPOC authors course. We truly believe that these long overdue discussions will promote empathy throughout our diverse community. Over to Misty.
I'm Misty Rose, Livermore resident. After the murder of George Floyd, I looked over our police policies and was concerned about some of the wording. I contacted City Council and joined the policing group. Our first self-assigned project was to tighten up some use of force policies. We're also working on data analysis, options for responses to mental health calls, and developing a citizen advisory board. My biggest takeaway from this experience is that citizens and the police department can get things done when they work together, assume good intentions, listen carefully, and speak respectfully. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Misty. Here in Livermore, we see the immense need for affordable housing and how tragic it can be when you are faced with choosing between a roof over your head or food on the table. Local artist Trent Thompson started the nonprofit art movement Pictures for People, creating portraits of individuals from Livermore's homeless community dedicated to painting a brighter future, one painting at a time, and highlighting the importance of feeling seen. Proceeds from the sale of his paintings are donated to local organizations. Another issue affecting our homeless seniors, families, and students is food insecurity, which has been intensified by the pandemic. Here is Matt from the Livermore Area Recreation and Park District to share how his organization assists our vulnerable populations. Matt?
Hello, jurors. With the pandemic shutting down all of our indoor facilities, LARPD focused on serving our vulnerable populations of youth, seniors, and unsheltered with daily meals, shelter during extreme conditions, child care for essential workers, mass vaccination clinics, senior life assistance, and quality outdoor recreation. Thank you. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Matt. Now, providing affordable housing and housing for the homeless is a regional and statewide challenge. The community continues to deliver unique and innovative approaches to meeting this need. Kim Curtis from Goodness Village and Councilmember Bob Carling will talk about progress and results in these important areas.
Goodness Village is a tiny home community for our unsheltered neighbors in the Tri-Valley area. It has 28 tiny homes. They get to move into a 8x10 house that has a kitchenette and a full bathroom. So my dream is to provide permanent housing for people to leave their trauma, their their fears and begin to heal and start to thrive, find their purpose, just feel loved and safe and the quality of life that every human being should have. And I'm really excited to see how it unfolds and the stories that we're going to hear that come out of Goodness Village, and having the time for people to become who they really were meant to be.
You've just heard from Kim regarding a terrific collaboration to create Goodness Village. Let me now share that we also have 23 other housing projects in Livermore serving our low-income residents, providing over 930 units of housing with a portion designated for our unsheltered and those with disabilities. On the drawing board, we have 4 more projects that will create an additional 338 affordable units. I'll close by stating that progress continues as we constantly are on the alert for opportunities such as funding in the form of grants, or as land or property become available that will enable us to add to the mix of housing for those in need. Back to Dawn.
Thank you, Council Member. Indeed, incredible work is being done, really driven by the community, revealing and reflecting its values and laying out expectations for action today and for the future. This concludes our presentation from us here in Livermore, California. Thank you to the judges and to the National Civic League. We are honored to be named a finalist for the All-America City Award. Thank you.